Am I naughty for posting videos of my niece and nephew misbehaving in response to my sister's complaints that I did not want them at my birthday dinner? My sister Angel claims to use hands-off parenting with my niece Sophia and nephew Parker. In actuality, Angel is entirely permissive and refuses to discipline them. She expects other adults to step in when Sophia and Parker's behavior is getting out of hand. For this reason, I asked Angel to get a babysitter for Sophia and Parker if she wanted to attend my 27th birthday. I love Sophia and Parker as their aunt. And at the same time, I want a peaceful evening to celebrate my birthday instead of dealing with Sophia and Parker's behavior, because I know Angel isn't going to discipline them herself. Angel acted understanding when I made this request and explained my reasons to her in person, but then she went online and made a Facebook post accusing me of hating Sophia and Parker and trying to punish Angel by only inviting our sister Jessica's kid Megan to my birthday dinner. Never mind that Megan is 17 and is practically an adult herself. Several of our relatives and mutual acquaintances called me out and said I was naughty and am excluding a 10 and 7-year-old. I responding to Angel's post by sharing 2 videos of Sophia and Parker misbehaving while Angel did nothing. The first video was a recording taken by Megan, where Sophia and Parker were throwing tantrums and yelling at her. Megan was trying to calm Sophia and Parker down while Angel was on her tablet ignoring the situation. The other video was one that Angel took. Sophia and Parker were yelling, throwing toys at each other, and Parker even called his sister a bad word. Angel was laughing as if it were funny and was again doing nothing to discipline Sophia or Parker. I wrote alongside the videos that I love Sophia and Parker as their aunt. But at the same time, I want a peaceful evening to celebrate my birthday. And I don't want to be stuck disciplining Sophia and Parker because clearly Angel won't. Angel ended up not coming to my birthday at all. My parents told me that I was in the wrong for sharing those videos, because everyone's children have acted up and posting those videos didn't accomplish anything besides embarrassing Angel. They also said I could have compromised by having a nobody under 18 inches rule for my birthday dinner. Megan would not be able to attend, but then Sophia and Parker wouldn't feel excluded. I do not see how that would be fair to myself or Megan. Am I naughty for not wanting to make compromises for my birthday dinner? Edit. Hello, I wanted to clarify some common concerns about the videos. Firstly, both me and Angel's Facebooks are private, so the only people who are able to view the videos are people who either I or Angel have added as friends. A stranger will not be able to see them. Angel had already posted the video that she recorded of Sophia and Parker misbehaving, so I merely linked it. Megan had already posted the video that she recorded, just on a different social media platform. I am uncertain if Megan's social media is private, but no strangers will be able to view the videos from my and Angel's Facebook accounts. Am I naughty for yelling at my brother's pregnant girlfriend and kicking them both out of my house after she threw away my food? I, 27M, live alone. My brother, 21M, and his girlfriend, 19F, still live with our parents as they can't afford a place of their own. His GF is currently 4 months pregnant. My brother asked to bring his girlfriend for dinner in order to catch up and I said sure, why not? However, the moment she entered my house, she started complaining about the smell of the steak I was making and said just the smell alone makes her nauseous and she can't eat this. I tried to suggest an alternative, but she was dead set on Chinese food and ended up sending my brother to the nearest mall in order to get her some. I thought that would be the end of it, but after going to the bathroom and coming back, I caught her throwing my unfinished steak into the garbage. I asked her what the hell she was doing and said the smell was so strong she thought she'd end up throwing up on the floor and she needed to get rid of it, and then started spraying a perfume from her purse in my kitchen. I was beyond furious at this point and sent her back to the living room, and after my brother came back from the mall, I kicked both of them out with their Chinese food. My brother tried to convince me to let him back and that I could make something else for the two of us, and his GF was pretty much sobbing at this point, but I was dead set on kicking them both out. However, my parents ended up being mad at me for apparently causing so much distress to my brother's pregnant GF. I told them that she literally threw away our dinner, but they said that I shouldn't have yelled at her or kicked him out as she's still just a teenager who's now getting influenced by her pregnancy hormones, and that my outburst also caused problems in their relationship as she ended up sending my brother to sleep on the couch that night, even though he literally defended her as well against me, so I have no clue how this is my fault. Am I naughty for apparently not having enough tact to deal with a pregnant teenager? Am I naughty for making my dad's fiancé cry? My father, 54 meters, and his fiancée, 30F, have been together for about 6 years now. When they first got together, I, 17 meters at the time, was still living at home. She moved in about a month into their relationship, and I didn't have a problem with her at first, until she tried to actually mother me. I'm not talking about giving advice or being a supportive role model, more like giving me a 9 o'clock curfew. I live in a rural town, so that's a joke, and cleaning up after her dog has an accident. Every time I'd bring it up to my dad, he'd say, "Just try, for me." Needless to say, I moved out soon after. Fast forward to a week ago. My dad invites me over for dinner, out of nowhere, as we haven't spoken in quite some time. I hesitantly accept, and spend the following few days trying to prepare myself for what they're going to say. I show up that night, bottle of wine in hand, anxious out of my mind. The night goes on for a few hours, us exchanging small talk, until I can't take it anymore and ask why they invited me. My dad said that they were getting married and wanted me to be his best man. I'm not going to lie, I laughed hard. This turned into the fiancée crying because she thinks that I don't like her, and I told her she was correct. It should also be said that given the option between me or his fiancée, my dad would choose her in a heartbeat. For example, I went on a 2-day camping trip. I had a spot in the garage for my car when I left, she had it when I got back until I moved out. And I really only care about that because hail damage. Am I naughty for begging my girlfriend to uphold a sexist tradition just so she can make a good first impression? I have a big family that's incredibly close. We have big family dinners every few months where we all meet at my great-grandfather's estate and eat together. Typically how this works is that the women go cook for the time they're there and the men don't. Which I am fully aware it's sexist as hell. That being said, I am one of the youngest people in family and my protests mean literally nothing. Some of those women choose not to cook, however this is usually met with a level of ostracizing. The women who don't cook are wives and long-term girlfriends. So they kinda already have a good family relationship doctored in. When I have seen new partners not cook, it's gone bad. Like completely ostracized, not speaking, cattiness, rudeness etc. This dinner will be in 2 weeks and my girlfriend was asked if she would attend. Initially she said yes, which is great. I want for her to meet everyone and for everyone to get used to her being around, but when I explained to her the tradition she was understandably bothered. I told her that I understood where she was coming from, however it was best for everyone if she just played along. I told her this isn't a permanent thing and that I am only asking her to do this so that she can avoid bad treatment from the rest of the family. This is her first impression and I don't think it's best if we cause waves. She told me that it's unacceptable and that if she has to do that she will not be going. I've tried to find a compromise with her on this but she won't budge and she's mad at me. She told me that if I think it's acceptable to make her do this I'm just as bad as everyone else, while my point is that she needs to make a good first impression. Am I naughty for sending, "Sorry to hear you won't be able to make it," messages to non-responsive guests and causing a conflict with my fiancé and her family? I 29M am engaged to my fiancé 25F. We sent out wedding invites for our August wedding in January and have not received RSVPs from everyone. We are going to have a big wedding, and invited around 300 guests, but only received a response from about 80 people. My side of the wedding have all revved, we are just waiting on my fiancé's side, which is considerably larger. My fiancé's parents agreed to pay for our wedding venue and her dress. The caterer was asking for a final headcount last week, and my fiancé said that her side are just slow at responding and will get around to it. I told her I was upset how dismissive she was over this, especially since she knows I am big on planning, and like being prepared, and not having a final headcount was really stressing me out. My fiancé wanted to just tell the caterer that all her guests will be turning up, but I disagreed as catering is expensive, and will be wasteful if some of her side don't make it to the wedding. I asked her to give me a final number but she didn't do anything and told me not to worry and just tell the caterer that all her guests are coming, so I messaged the people who hadn't revved, "So sorry to hear you won't be able to make it," and I instantly got a response of who was able to and who couldn't within 24 hours. Also, the deadline on the invite was last month. I submitted the final number to the caterer, and when my fiancé found out what I did, she blew up on me, and said it looked like I was uninviting her side of the family. Her parents are upset, and are refusing to give us the venue on the wedding date if I don't apologize. I am paying for catering, and I have previously tried to follow up on the invite after the deadline. This was my final way of contacting them. Do you have a secret little subreddit that is a favorite? Share it in the comments and it could become the next big thing.